日本時間6月2日、ドジャースのウィル・スミス捕手が、米メディア、ドジャーステリトリーに出演しました。そこでは、同僚の山本由伸投手、そして、佐々木朗希投手について言及をしました。また、米メディア、リッチ・アイゼン賞に、ジョン・スモルツ氏が出演し、大谷翔平選手について語る場面もありました。ここからは、その様子を字幕付きでご紹介します。
I'd love to ask you what you think of this particular race in the National League for Cy Young right now, John.
Yeah.
It's off the charts. I don't know how you could choose right now.
Well, you're right. It's fantastic, and some guys are on some unbelievable streaks. The National League has really the balance of the teams that are going to be really good this year and are good. But, Paul Skeens always going to be a front runner, dynamic pitcher out of the Pittsburgh Pirates. But you got this guy by the name of Ohtani that I've been saying for years, his greatest asset is his arm, and everyone thought I was crazy. And now they don't think I'm as crazy because he's the greatest generational pitcher to ever and hitter to play in our sport. He's dynamic. He's got a chance to win the Cy Young. His mind is motivated on it. Sanchez, what he's doing in Philadelphia is ridiculous. But I think for Shohei Ohtani, he wants to prove to the world why he's not just considered a great hitter, that his attributes on the mound will be his greatest asset come playoff time because he's tough to hit. And the only thing that keeps him from maybe being in the conversation at the end, his team is so good that they may rest him. He may not get as much of the statistical categories that some of the others will get, but man, do I love watching him pitch.
Yeah, so let's return to Ohtani for a bit here, John, because you mentioned the mental aspect, like mentally. He wants this, which is, by the way, could you imagine his streak of 3 MVP seasons in a row, 1 American, 2 national, gets broken up because he wins the Cy Young instead? I mean, it's stupid. You can't even make it up. But all of us watching it feel you just gotta, roll the baseball out and he'll do it. But the mental aspect of it, what does he need to do? Like, what is he doing that you think others, other than the physical attributes?
Well, first of all, he wants it. He speaks it into existence. He wrote everything down when he was a young man in Japan. And he's going to absolutely live out his destiny of what he wants to do. And I think he's mentally tough and athletic beyond belief. So, look, there is going to be some regression when you're really, really good at both. You're going to have one of them suffer a little bit. And I will say that if he wins the Cy Young, he's going to win the MVP as well. I mean, it's basically his trophy to lose, fair or not. It's just a discussion in a world that we've never seen anything like it. When he goes into a slump offensively, he can't afford to go into a slump on the mental end in pitching. So he's constantly on guard for doing something that nobody has been able to do just by by itself. So when he had nothing to do but concentrate on hitting, he stole 50, hit 50 home runs. Now that he's pitching, his stolen bases are going to go down. His offense is going to go down, but you're seeing the byproduct of his pitching. So there's this complicated metrics of when to give him a day off. When should he hit? Did he hit when he pitches? And he's going to impact the game in so many different ways. I truly believe that if he wasn't a pitcher, he'd be one of the greatest outfielders to ever play the game. But because he's going to be the DH and the pitcher, I basically am saying he can do whatever he wants. And when he sets his mind to it, he's on a mission to just totally focus on that aspect. That's why his offense is a little bit down. You can understand them. He's got to go to hitters meetings. He's got to take BP. He's got to go to the mound. He's got to throw BP. He's got to watch video. He's got a million things in his head that he's looking forward to when he gets ready for his next start. So those are the things people don't understand. What he's managing and what he's doing is truly amazing.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to unpack a little bit here, is that because you can't just go out there and go, my split's great. This pitch is great. I'm feeling this pitch is my pitch tonight in my arsenal. You got to know the guy at the plate. You got to know what his weakness is and what his strengths are every single time that you're out there, as well as the guy that's trying to get you out when you grab a bat. How the hell does he do it?
Us pitchers, us mortals, when we used to hit, we didn't really concern that much with the guy on the mound. We were worried about getting outs, and if we bunted every once in a while and got a hit or hit a homer, that would be a bonus. He's doing this on a nightly basis. So, again, taking care of your body, eating right, getting the rest you need. You need different rest for hitting than you do for pitching. I would argue that his sleep study and sleep schedule is different for pitching than it is for hitting. And I give you an example for me, because I was a clown and I was loose cannon. I didn't care much about what would go on in between. I didn't need sleep for 4 days, but the day that I pitched, I slept in till about noon or 1 o'clock every day that I pitched. So That's what I needed. Imagine what he needs at a high level and the level that he's playing. That's, to me, that's what separates him as the greatest player ever.
Winners of 14 of your last 17, I believe, and then a pretty big series between the D-backs. They just got swept by the Mariners, 4-game set, but they've been playing some good baseball as well. I'd like to. The one guy that we're not going to see this series on the mound is Roki Sasaki, but we saw his best fastball on Saturday against the Phillies. You were behind the plate. Roki's been a work in progress, and we know this. What did you see from Roki lately, especially with the fastball velo, that has you encouraged about it?
Yeah, he continues, to work really hard on his days in between starts. He's getting a lot better. I think he's also gaining some confidence the more he goes out there and the more success he has. But yeah, I mean, as far as his fastball, I think he's just putting in better spots. He's more convicted with it. I'm sure he's cleaned up some mechanics things to get the velo a little bit back up to where, we were all hyped to see him when he came from Japan. His slider's coming along great. His splitter's been really good. He's just attacking guys and letting his stuff work. He's been really good the last few starts.
We haven't brought up, of course, we talked to you at spring training. We talked about the World Series then. Haven't brought up the World Series yet. Congrats, 3-time World Series champion. You're running out of space on that hand for rings. But you had to work your ass off during that World Series, man. Who do you think was more worn down? Or what do you think was more worn down? Your legs or Yama's right arm? Because you guys put a lot of
I don't know. That 18-inning game took everything out of me. I was kind of struggling after that. But yeah, what Yoshi did was incredible. Still go out there, get outs. I just got to squat back there and catch the ball. He's got to actually make pitches, change speeds, still throw the ball hard. It was incredible what he did. And it was the soreness for a few weeks after was a lot more enjoyable with the win instead of, a loss.
And that's the LA Dodgers taking on the Phillies. Rubber game of the series, Yoshinobu Yamamoto against Andrew Painter in this one.
Pitch comes home, and it's called strike 3. A curveball flutters in there. Marsh isn't so sure, but he's not sure enough to challenge. Here comes Roberts. And Yamamoto, after his 10th strikeout, he's going to be taken out of this one. Another 3-2. Muncy lifts off to right field. Max Muncy, max power. Halfway up the pavilion. Market 8 for the Dodgers.
You're going to get beat at times. It's going to happen. But I do think with the talent that we have, if we, focus and play like we're capable of, we should win series, regardless home, road. So this next is going to be a good one. The Diamondbacks always play us tough, and so play at their place is always difficult. So this is going to be a fun series coming up.
All right, so the first calls you heard were on Dodgers Radio Network, and then you heard Dave Roberts, the manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers, talking about their upcoming series against the Arizona Diamondbacks, who have been playing better baseball. But let's talk about the Dodgers for a second. So they take the series against the Phillies this weekend. The Phillies have been playing really good baseball, right? But this is how good the Dodgers are, is that when you have the chance to bring up a guy named Ryan Ward, right? Maybe you're not as familiar with Ryan Ward. He was an eighth round pick, 251st back in 2019 to the Dodgers, just debuted this year, right? So waited his turn in the minor league organization, coming up and hits his first big league home run. And when we talk about depth and we talk about the Dodgers and why they're so dangerous, it's not just because they have Hall of Famers and Cy Young Award winners. It's because organizationally, they understand how to bring a guy in, whether it's waiting for Ryan Ward to have his chance or a guy like Alex Call, who was highlighted all weekend throughout the series, and the way that he plays the game, his style of play, his ability to have adapted and adjusted and made adjustments to his own game. And the Dodgers are the beneficiary of a guy like that, of depth. So a huge weekend overall. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, 10 strikeouts, 5 1/3 for him, which he has been able to give them length and go deeper into ball games, but still able to punch out 10 guys and a big weekend. I thought this was one of the better series this weekend, watching these two teams go head to head against each other. A ton of fun to watch these two teams. I was impressed with the Phillies and their ability to come in, and they've been playing good baseball. The Dodgers, though, and what they do and how they play at home, almost unbeatable.
いかがでしたでしょうか。このチャンネルでは 日本人メジャーリーガーなどを中心に野球情報をお届けしています。この動画が良かったら高評価、チャンネル登録をよろしくお願いいたします。今回も最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。それではまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。